Have you ever thrown a rock down a hole just to see how far it would fall, or what noise it would make? If you have, maybe you've wondered what would happen if you could drop a rock straight down through the center of the earth. Well, in this video, I'll answer that question, and I'll also talk about some of the deepest holes people have ever managed to dig. Be sure to watch to the Have you ever thrown a rock down a hole just to see how far it would fall, or what noise it would make? If you have, maybe you've wondered what would happen if you could drop a rock straight down through the center of the earth. Well, in this video, I'll answer that question, and I'll also talk about some of the deepest holes people have ever managed to dig. Be sure to watch to the end. People have always been fascinated by holes and caves. Who doesn't drop a rock into a deep hole and wait to hear what it would sound like? Sometimes there's an echo when it hits the bottom, or a splash when the rock falls into a deep underground pool. Depending on how deep the hole is and the conditions at the bottom, the sounds can be really cool, weird, or even frightening. Just listen to these. But even the deepest holes we're likely to encounter don't really go down that far when you consider the size of the earth. So what would it look like if you drilled a hole from one end of the earth to the other? For starters, it would have to be a very deep hole. At least as deep as the Earth's diameter, which is about 7,917.5 miles. And as you dug the hole, you would pass through each of the Earth's layers. Naturally, the first layer you'd have to dig through is the surface layer, called the crust. The crust is rocky and solid and made up of several tectonic plates, like the cracked shell of an egg. The denser plates sit lower at the bottom of the oceans, while the less dense continental plates sit higher. These plates float on the mantle, the thickest layer, which is made up of solid rock that, due to heat and pressure, deforms and flows very slowly over millions of years. Beneath the mantle is the liquid outer core, which is made of molten iron and nickel that flows between the mantle and the solid inner core. The inner core is made up mostly of a nickel-iron alloy, probably with some lighter elements like oxygen or sulfur. The inner core is actually growing at a rate of 1 millimeter per year as the molten outer core cools and solidifies around it. In fact, the inside of the Earth is cooling very slowly, by about 100 degrees Celsius every billion years or so. The temperature at the inner core is believed to be about 5,400 degrees Celsius or 9,800 degrees Fahrenheit. So could someone dig a hole straight through the Earth? Unfortunately, it's probably not possible for a number of reasons.